I've been on the road, green light, it's time to go. I don't wanna live life fast or die too young. Die too young. 100 miles per hour, I might crash, cause the good die young. Yeah, the good die young. Push it to the limit, I can't go no more. Red light, no way, I'm coming back home. Long dirt road, all on my own. I'ma be the greatest, write my name in the stone. Write my name in the stone. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Write my name in the stone. Cause I'm coming back home. Cause I'm coming back home.
All right, guys, so we're shooting a commercial for Uber Eats, and we're building a set, and we're doing all the lighting here. We're going to show you guys everything that we're doing, and we're starting the day off with some caffeine. Amazing stuff. Let's get in there. How was that? Was that pretty good?
We had a pre-rig and pre-light day, and so we built the set. Our amazing production designer, Madison, and her team built the set ahead of time so that we wouldn't be waiting for it on the day. This is usually the case, that there's a pre-light day or a couple days where the set can be built, can be designed, so that when we go and shoot the next day, it's just a plug and play process and we're good to go. It's just a couple tweaks. The producers are happy, the clients are happy, everybody's happy, and we're not waiting on our teams to get things done.
So we're doing like an overhead softbox here, and that's just to kind of create some ambient within the set because yeah, you just don't want to raise up any like shadow levels or anything. That's what the softbox is going to do. It's going to create that ambient level within the set, and it's going to be nice and soft. So we got two 600Xs in here, and that's just going to help create a nice even spread in the softbox, and then hang down a nice diffusion frame that you're going to see later. And then we're going to push some like hard light coming through that window. It's going to probably hit our character on the couch, which is going to be really nice, and maybe create some hard light on the wall and stuff, and just kind of spice it up. We've got the softbox now, and we got the honeycomb here, and the honeycomb basically makes the light nice and directional. It just keeps it all in a pool. You can see that a lot of the light is hitting the wall here, but we can take that off the wall by bringing down the fabric and cut it off like as a flag or a cutter. So it makes it really, really handy, and creates like a nice kind of ambient, and we can dim it and do whatever we want with it. It's gonna be great. Here's the key grip, and he did an amazing job. He's made this softbox, and he used this black ultra bounce material because it's a lot lighter, and it just created a beautiful skirt and allowed the light to not spread out of the softbox. Keep it contained and controlled, and it's just this to roll it down, maybe to kind of control the light. So if, say, we don't want light hitting the walls on the set, we're able to kind of roll down this fabric and then control the spill of the light to still kind of keep that controlled, maybe contrasty look, or kind of create shadow to create separation, or whatever we need to do. We have the capabilities with this fabric, which is fantastic. And that's why we use black fabric a lot of the time to shape light, to control light. We're trying to mimic like the ambient light that would be in that room if we were on that location. So what this big softbox is going to allow us to do is kind of just motivate, light that's kind of bouncing around the room, that ambient light that kind of fills in the shadows. Because if we just have light kind of pounding in from the side, from the window, we have a small window, first of all, so it's going to be very concentrated. And also it's just going to be sourcey. It's going to be a little bit too contrasty. And this just allows us to dial in our shadows where we want them and stuff, which is really, really nice. And we have two 600Xs in there, so they're bicolor, so we're able to actually play with the color temperature, because we're going to have different times of day through the entire commercial. So there's going to be like morning, midday, night, evening. So with the bicolor, it allows us to have that control and flexibility, basically what the motivation of light is. So like at night, it could be like moonlight kind of bouncing around, so we will set it to like a cooler tone, like 6,500 Kelvins. But in the day, maybe it'll be more daylighty, or maybe more tungsten-y, because we want warmer, kind of golden vibe to the whole thing. So it just gives us that flexibility, and we can use it on the Sidus Link app to dim, to change color temperature, which is super awesome. And I think Aperture is doing an amazing job with their products. 10% off, use my code. Please, I need money. Shoot day. So what we're doing right now is we're pushing all our soft light through this window, and we're using a 2K and a 1200D just for some hard light to give some texture and variety into like the textures of the lighting. This 1200D is just hitting the back wall, and then we have our 2K just hitting the couch and some shirts and stuff to kind of give a nice kind of texture there. Should be pretty cool.
So what I was doing here was we were using a flag just to cut the hard light off my face because we wanted to push our vortex soft light through the window to hit the face, and that would be like a nice soft key light, and then the hard light would just be focused on my shirt, the table, the ground, just to give that variation and texture and depth to the lighting.
So right now we're just waiting to program the arm, but we have Sam in there just being a stand-in. So once we get the camera right in there, we can see exposure. I did check everything with my light meter and stuff, but once we get in there, we can see kind of like what it looks like, you know. So we got Sam sitting in there, and once we get the camera in there, we're gonna see what's gonna happen. It's looking pretty good so far, but that looks, everything's like tungsten pushing in through the window, just to kind of create this like beautiful kind of like sunrise kind of warmth to it, and I think it really like helps balance out the green as well. And then in the grade, it's gonna be incredible because like you can play around with it so much. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. So Zhiyun sent us an amazing light here. It's their new 200 watt light, and it's so bright. It's incredible. And it's so tiny. There's actually no ballast, and it is bicolor. It's 2700 to 6500 Kelvins, which is absolutely incredible. I've been blown away with how bright it is for such a tiny little light. It's so portable. We're gonna use it to like do some key lighting later on in our set. We're on set right now doing a commercial for Uber. So this is going to be an incredible light to use for that, like a little gem ball. And it's really cool because there's bones mount in it. You can use like, you know, China lanterns or like spotlights and all those things. So it has the same mount as like, you know, aperture lights. So you can use all the attachments, which is so fantastic. And it's so bright. It's like mind-blowingly bright. But yeah, it's really nice. You have the two dials here. You can control it super easy. It's a very easy light, very portable. I've been loving it. I've been using it for my YouTube videos, and I use it on set here. I've just been in love with it. It doesn't come with the China lantern, but it comes with a reflector, and it's a fantastic tool. So yeah, check it out. There's a link down below. Zhiyun is killing the LED world with just 200 watts, but it being bright is absolutely incredible. It's a game changer. So right now we're on our second shot, or third shot of the day, different scene. So we're just programming the robot arm to do a different move, and we moved our main talent into a different chair, the red chair there. He was on the couch before, now we're in the red chair. And so now what we did, just to kind of give our camera some room, was we moved our gem ball to the other side, like the menace arm to the other side, just so that it gives the arm enough room so it will see it. And that's just pushing as a key light, and Peter's actually going to diffuse it with a 4x4, just to make it a little bit softer. And then we are skip lighting a tube off the ground for the fill side, and basically my logic with that is the skip lighting is kind of when you bounce it into the ground and it kind of comes back up or off a table, and there's a lot of hard light hitting the ground and stuff like that. So it's kind of, that's the motivation, is the ground, well, the hard light from the sun hitting the ground and creating that skip back up to the fill side, just to kind of give some unique shadows and look to it, and I feel more realistic. What do you think? How do you think it's turning out?
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah.
She's lying.
No, it's horrendous. It's like
It's terrible.
so
Fire. But right now, just to talk about lighting, we have about 2K kind of creating this like the ray of light coming through the window, and then we have this 1200D coming through the window, and just hitting this back wall over here just to kind of give some hard light. And the 2K is also just kind of giving this really nice kind of hard light here on the table. It's going to be on the chest here. It's going to be really, really nice. And we got Sam here plugging in the lights just to add some highlights. We can actually keep this light off. I think this would be nice in the corner. Kodak can keep that one off. Yep. And then we also have our top light here if we need to raise the ambient, like the shadows and stuff. We have this to do that, which is why we pre-rigged that yesterday. You can see we dropped down the skirts here, and that is just so that we can take it off of the walls, because we want it to be concentrated, right? We want to still hold the contrast. We don't want the green looking too bright, because then I think it, oh, I just ruined the floor.
So listen, if you want to be a true cinematographer, you need energy. All right. So shout out to Ghost. warheads. That's what we need on set. Like and subscribe.
The concept for the project basically was we were transitioning between different times of the day. We had 4 times of the day. We had morning, midday, evening, and night. Halfway through the day, after we finished all the day stuff, we switched over to night. Basically, my logic to the lighting behind our night scenes was I set my camera to 4,000 Kelvins so that when I set my moonlight, which was going to be a lot more blue, so I would set my moonlight to 6,500 Kelvins, and then my tungsten fixtures were just tungsten 3,200. So it gave that nice balance of warm and blue. And so this is where we used our softbox for the ambient. We rolled down the skirt so that it wouldn't get onto the walls, and it would create this like contrasting vignette around the characters and make it feel more like nighttime, where everything's dim, a little bit more contrasty. And then we just had a Titan tube just to light up the window, give some moonlight outside and some depth to that window. And then we turned on our lamps to motivate our key light, which was going to be the Zhiyun B200, which we had at like 5%. It was so bright.
Their use case here is we have the Zhiyun light on a Minnesota, and because it's so light, it's so easy to just boom it over. You don't really need a big stand. We also have like this gem ball, which is just creating this beautiful soft light, and it's nice skirted off the walls and everything. So Zhiyun is a very thick light, and it's so bright. We're only at like 5% on it.
There's a hand one.
Pretty bright. So that's a wrap on the shoot, and it was amazing. And hey, Peter!
Subscribe!